Denise, one of the more common questions that all of us are receiving is, okay, a younger family, I'm not ready to retire. Um, what type of opportunities are there for people like us to, work or open a business to make income to survive? How do you view Cabrera in this region for people that are looking for that?
Well, I think there's a lot of opportunity, but again, you do have to think outside the box. For example, when my husband and I, when we decided to move and retire, we'd already bought some property, but to actually move down, I was currently working for Comcast, which is the cable company, the nationwide cable company in the United States. And I was able to ask them if I could continue working remotely. And I was able to do that for 3 years. And so it made it so that just by asking and, of course, having a good reputation, I was able to continue that work. I would imagine now, because of the internet, because of technology, there are so many different positions that ones can bring here and then continue to get paid from the United States. Um, as far as different opportunities here, we have friends who make honey. We have friends who do property management, who do real estate, who help with a host of different things. And so there's so many opportunities. And the wonderful thing here is that there's very little regulation against starting your own business. It's very simple. There's not the burdensome tax problems, and so you have the freedom as much as you're willing to invest.
Would you say that this region right now is in a turning point towards opportunities now that will not be here in 5 years in terms of opening businesses that are needed? I and you, as living here so long, the good folks who are watching this video, they're not going to understand that there's so many businesses that we need right now that will be taken by others, and then it's going to be the shoulda, coulda, woulda 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I have some friends who have started a Mexican restaurant that is very similar to Chipotle. Um, and it is doing a phenomenal job as far as, providing low cost, good food, and it's been very successful. Um, so because we are coming from the United States, there's so many businesses that are commonplace there that are not here. But there is a need and a growing need, and especially in our area where many people are moving into.
This was a DRescapes family, was it not? That took over the restaurant in Cabrera
Oh,
too,
that's a
right?
different
No,
restaurant. But
but
yeah,
that
yeah, but
was a
that's a different one. Right,
DRescapes
right, right.
family,
Exactly. So
and
yeah,
they
exactly.
we were just with them this morning, and they're actually expanding it.
Oh, right.
They're
Uh-huh.
expanding it
Exactly.
twice the size for more tables. There's just a few mentionings. There's another family that relocated that was able to keep their business. It's an internet-based business, so
Mm-hmm.
anything internet-based.
Right.
There's all kinds of restaurants that are needed. There's all kinds of different stores that are needed to fill gaps that expats, now that our population is growing here, they want these conveniences, and all you need to do, and it's difficult for a lot of Westerners to think out of the box because over the last few decades they've been conditioned to think inside the
Right.
box.
I know of one of our friends who was here in our area, but has moved subsequently to Santiago, which is a bigger city on the island. And they had two businesses that they had started. One was a restaurant that recently was purchased by one of the DR Escapes family members. And then also now he still has about 26 horses. It's a tour company. He provides personalized tours throughout the mountains, on the beach. It's been very successful, and so it's very low cost to purchase the business. But all the groundwork has been done, and there's a lot of opportunities like that for someone who wants to come in, who has that kind of an interest.
Denise, you know, some of the DRescapes people that are coming back for a second time are we're trying to help with different ideas for businesses, and which is something you should be in countries like this, is your own little business rather than looking for employment, which many of the Western nations do. But just some of the ideas that we're helping people out with is a expat security business is one that's getting closer and closer to becoming a reality. Another one is a restaurant very similar to Barbecue Barn. We have the perfect location on the main road, very reasonable. And everybody from Europeans, Americans, Canadians, Dominicans, everybody loves good barbecue. And nobody has a barbecue restaurant here. It has a huge parking lot. It's already set up with kitchen. It's open air. It's a perfect location for probably around $400 a month. And we have people that are coming back, two folks from Texas that are saying, "Oh boy, do we barbecue in Texas!" And I know it's phenomenally famous for that. That's something they're coming back to have a second look at. So from your aspect, I feel, and I want your opinion on this, but I feel as the nations collapse the way they seem to be collapsing, there's actually more opportunities in third world countries today than there is back in first world countries. It used to be the opposite, but I don't see that being the case.
Well, I think the real advantage that we have coming to this country is because we lived in the United States, we lived in Canada, we've lived in Europe, and so it's kind of like going back in time to when you could easily open a business. You had an idea, you made really good, apple pie or whatever it is that you made. You were able to do it, and there weren't so many permits, there weren't so many regulations, there weren't so many issues to starting a business. And here it's very simple. As far as in comparing the process. So there's so many things that you can do, whether it is purchasing a bed and breakfast, for ones that are coming through. Yeah, or a villa, or doing an apartment complex, or like I had mentioned also the horses, servicing, bringing diversions or things for ones who come to visit. Employment companies, because we have a lot of large villas, we have a lot of property management companies that are constantly looking for organized, well-trained, service-oriented people. And so we have, people who are very willing, people who are very skilled, but getting those people together and organizing them, that's something that's just not really done here as of now. We have some nice exclusive boutique hotels that are coming into our area, Playa Grande, and they need support, and not from a service standpoint, but more from a management standpoint.
Absolutely. It's funny when you mentioned apple pie, I was just thinking of the Italian bakery that just opened up as well. And there's room for another one. Absolutely. A wonderful Italian restaurant, a Chinese restaurant would make a fortune here.
Yes, Chinese,
and
yes.
Just there's so many opportunities, but the only thing it takes is an open mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think people are going to see that, and it's the time is right. There's an old saying: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And thanks, Denise. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.